Hey YouTube audience, Nerd Word Order back here with a little bit different video. Today we're going to do kind of a rant video, and I thought I'd bring an expert in ranting in, this gentleman right over here. You can introduce yourself, sort of, something.
Abaddon.
Look that name up. I promise you're going to have a blast. Lots of references there. If you can find him, let me know in the comments below. Anyways, today I thought we'd actually talk about something we were talking about a little bit earlier today when you first came over, and that's the dumbing down of television. Me and you kind of had a little bit of an argument because you want to know how could a show like CW Supernatural still be on the air, but then a show like Game of Thrones getting reduced seasons for its last 2 seasons. I know you're a little upset about that.
I'm very upset about that. It's just, I just have a big issue with a lot of these shows that become popular. It's bad writing.
It's bad writing?
It's bad writing. The people like the characters. I know on Supernatural, everybody loves fucking Dean. He's like this heartthrob guy. Yeah,
well, sure. Yeah, and I mean,
I'm sure he is, but is that the fucking reason that
that the show's continued over? I don't know. I think it's a little more to that. Yes. There is the whole thing where main characters, if a person obviously loves a character, they're more inclined to watch the show. But does that mean that it's a good show just because a lot of people like a character?
No.
Absolutely not. And
it can bring people to a show.
It can bring people to a show, but there's got to be intelligence behind that show to keep it going, especially once we get to 10th and beyond seasons. Even Smallville, which has tons and tons of prior information to go off of, it's not a new show because it's taking a character like Superman and saying, hey, let's write a story.
And the thing, but see, Smallville doesn't even have any. I mean, the only redeeming character in it was the guy playing Lex Luthor.
Michael Rosenbaum as Lex Luthor.
I thought he did an excellent job.
He did. And the show suffered once he was removed. I think he had a temporary.
Well, remember, I haven't seen past like season 4 or 5. So.
Yeah. Well, and I'm not going to get into spoilers or details there, but there's a portion of the show that's shot with Rosenbaum still in the credits, but not in the show. Like, he's not a weekly figure. You don't see him episodically from week to week.
And that didn't even make it a good show. It was just an interesting take on the whole Superman thing. And Michael Rosenbaum's character was very, very likable. He's the bad guy, and he's likable. So he did a good job.
What do you think is the absolute worst example then of this kind of clumsy writing or almost just bad writing?
I'll give you the worst example of a show that is still in the air that should not be there.
Okay.
Family Guy.
Family Guy.
The laziest fucking writing I have ever seen in a show.
But at the same time, couldn't you almost make the argument that if it's not broke, why fix it? I'm just saying, that argument seems like it can be made because Seth MacFarlane is a person who obviously is...
He's an intelligent guy.
He's an intelligent guy. He could be doing more creative things, but...
I honestly think he doesn't like the show. That's why his writing is lazy. Okay. They keep it on. They have these segments of filler where he fights the fucking chicken, or he's sitting on the curb holding his knee.
Okay.
You know what that is? That's lazy writing. I had to fill 5-10 minutes of stuff, and I just threw all that crap in there.
Okay. I mean, I can see that, but at the same time, he's still raking the money. Even if he doesn't want to do the show, the show's still selling. So I get what you're saying.
But I think the fact that people still watch it and think it's this great show
is everything that's wrong with it.
It's idiocracy.
Yeah, idiocracy, and that's a great term there.
Now, don't get me wrong. I enjoy American Dad.
Yeah. But American Dad's a completely different show.
I know, and I think Seth MacFarlane actually likes that show. I think he hates Family Guy.
You think he hates Family Guy?
I think.
Where do you think that line was?
I think he's tired of it.
Where do you think that line was? What season would you say it just kind of... Maybe season 7, season 6, season 7?
It was early.
It was early? Early
season? Yeah, maybe after the 4th, 5th season.
4th, 5th season? Yeah, I mean, that's when we've started to see more repetition of the jokes. Certainly there was always a level of repetition, because any ensemble show like that where you have a cast of characters that every week you expect to see those same characters, Simpsons, Family Guy, King of the Hill, anything like that, I feel like there's got to be some repetition. But Family Guy, once you got to that point...
Simpsons actually tries new things.
Of course.
And I still enjoy The Simpsons.
30 years on television.
Mm-hmm. And Matt Groening is...
Now
he's an interesting guy.
Yeah, he is.
Futurama, for example.
Absolutely. And I'm
It's
glad
a funny show.
glad you brought up Futurama, because I feel like Futurama is the kind of show where that was a good show. That show, they changed the writing, the show was evolving, even at points where it felt stale, they found a way to get over the staleness. Why isn't that still in the air, but Family Guy is? So I definitely can see that argument. Now, let's stick more maybe to live action shows. What do you think is probably the worst example of like a primetime live action show, just outlived all usefulness? Why is it still on the air?
Well, I mean, we started out with Supernatural. I'm trying to think of something else that I can think of that's still
Something
on the
else
air.
other than Supernatural? You know what?
And I don't have a personal hatred for Supernatural, because don't get me wrong, I enjoyed the first couple episodes of the show, but I just don't understand why they haven't wrapped it up yet.
Okay, and with that, it comes down to a little bit what you said earlier, and a combination of that and one other factor. If you've got these characters, you've got these actors who are willing to do a role, you got to keep capitalizing while they look like that. This is an industry where looks matter a lot, and if fans are into the Dean Winchester because he's young and attractive, then why not try to cash into that?
I get that, but then it's my understanding the show kind of crosses into a religious thing,
But it was always meant to. That's the problem, because that's a polarizing subject.
I get it, and now you're telling me
it's going
that
back.
they're going back to the other formula.
So why?
Which I enjoyed, but with the religious stuff in the middle, and I mean, it's just constant.
Yeah, it's an over-bloated sandwich of all sorts of things. You've got Monster of the Week in the beginning. You got these two brothers that you can almost kind of feel for because they're very different characters, and they're going on this road trip discovering things. But after 11 years, how many times can you just sit there and hear, Sam, Dean? It just, you can only hear that so many times and see the same thing happen every season before you're like, all right, guys, we gotta look at this and maybe come up with something. The show was supposed to wrap after 5 seasons. The original concept, season 1, season 5, that was it. Those were the holy books. That was the Winchester Bible written out from season 1 to season 5. Season 5,
and they kept draining.
They kept draining.
Dragging it on.
Even season 5's final episode, and I loved that title episode. I remember feeling like, okay, this is the end right there. Swan Song. And Swan Song is a good, fitting finale episode.
Well, okay. Here's a good example. Walking Dead.
Walking Dead.
Okay. First season, really good. They started kind of going. They started kind of going away from the comic.
Yeah.
I like that the first season wasn't exactly word for word, panel for panel in the comic, because obviously that would get a little boring.
Yeah.
They flushed it out a little bit with some stuff, but
added a character that wasn't there.
Yeah, and I don't have a problem with any of that because we're talking about the medium of comics versus television.
Yeah.
But if The Walking Dead were to continue to go on, eventually the formula would just get really stale.
And do you think it already has?
I've only made it to like season 4.
Okay.
Maybe. Might have been 3.
Now, without you having watched the rest of them, how kind of telling is it, though, that The Walking Dead already has a spin-off? We already have Fear the Walking Dead.
Oh, I know why they did that. Because Walking Dead's so popular. They gotta have something to get people to watch it twice a week.
But does that mean that the original show is probably getting a little inferior already?
It's a possibility, or they wanted to cash in. Who does it?
It's AMC.
AMC?
It's AMC.
How many shows they got? That are successful. Well, they got one big one, it seems like, a year. I mean, they've had Breaking Bad. They've had... And I heard a while back they were bringing Breaking Bad back.
Yeah, and that's something that's still up in the air. And it's like, how can you? Where are you going to go? I mean, they did Better Call Saul. That's an ongoing series. Spin-off. Yeah. That's a full spin-off. That's not a resurrection of Breaking Bad. And that's another video that we're going to bring to you. I'm probably actually going to bring you back for that. Resurrecting shows with terrible spin-offs. Sometimes it can be good spin-offs, but other times...
Now, see, it was my understanding, I haven't seen Better Call Saul, but from the experts I've talked to, they liked Better Call Saul better.
Well, it is. I
really enjoyed Breaking Bad.
It's a much higher caliber show because you've already got this established universe, and not only are you trying to do a prequel series, but you have a very definitive beginning and end, and you got a unique character that you have to make them get on this crazy journey. You have to sit there and show us every aspect of how this guy went from a normal lawyer to the slick, disgusting Saul Goodman that we saw in Breaking Bad. I mean, Saul gets Walt and Jesse through some pretty terrible situations.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way to look at that and say, yeah, Saul Goodman
But you're
went to
acting
bed
like
as an
that's
innocent
not a
man.
lawyer's job.
Yeah, but how often do we get to see, other than Law and Order and other crime procedure, how often do we get to see a show about a lawyer where they really actually change or anything? So that's why I think Better Call Saul is such a successful show, because you have to see this lawyer change. He does
I'd have
start
to
off
check it
optimistic and good. In the beginning, he wants to be a good guy. But you know Saul Goodman. You've seen Breaking Bad, so you know what he becomes. So watching that transformation, it's a much, much better show than you'd expect. So yeah, definitely I'd say check that out. Other than that...
You know what I think the biggest problem, honestly, is?
What?
If Supernatural was a Starz, Cinemax, HBO, Showtime show, it'd be so much better.
So do you think it's maybe the fact that it's on like the teen drama slot that's holding it back?
Yeah, you can't possibly have a good show that's just so unrealistic, because they can't do and show things on these regular stations. And some shows do it well. It's like Walking Dead. They're not gonna have a lot of foul language and nudity and stuff. They're not gonna have that.
But when they have
However,
it, it matters.
they do it well.
Yeah.
But the decisions that are made in that show by the characters are so stupid.
And that's where I almost
And-
figure the lazy writing you're talking about. It almost feels like these people are too stupid. Like, it's like they're writing them to
It's
be
just
stupid.
convoluted.
Yeah. Convoluted nonsense. Like, I get it. We have a story. The story needs to progress, something needs to happen. But how many times can you have a sheriff? This man was a trained sheriff. Just sit there and lose sight of his kid. Have no idea where his kid went. No, where's his wife? Carl! Where are you, Carl? Every goddamn episode. Carl, where the hell is Carl going? Keep an eye on your kid, man. I get it. You were in a coma, whatnot, but still, this is a sheriff. This is a trained law enforcement officer. To lose somebody every episode?
One of the parts that really pissed me off was Daryl and his brother's relationship.
Okay.
Daryl knows his brother is a racist piece of shit. He's a bad, terrible fucking person, and would have brought them all down into the toilet more than they already are.
But he still holds on to family.
Maybe I just don't get that, because I don't think that real people
In that situation.
would do that.
Okay. Fair enough.
I don't.
Yeah, I mean, you're in an apocalypse situation. I get it. Family, it's a big moral thing, and we all like to think we're going to hold on to that. But look at any other situation like that. People are throwing each other under the bus. They're throwing each other in the way to be eaten, stuff like that. I get it. Especially in a situation like that where you know your brother's a bad guy. This isn't like, oh, he's my big brother. He's loved me his whole life. This is a guy who's done some terrible things, not just to other people, but to you.
It seemed out of character with what I personally understand with Daryl.
Yeah.
Seems very out of character, and there's a lot of that on regular television shows that I think is why I would prefer, a cable station having a show.
Having a show like that. Yeah, that show could work better on Starz or
on
Showtime.
Game of Thrones. I think some of the things that the people do, I've seen some stupid things on Game of Thrones, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Some stupid decisions, but I think the characters act the way they would. I think their characters, they seem more real.
They feel
because
real.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've come to like...
The cruelty of the people in the show is very natural.
It's natural.
And it's believable.
Sincere. Yeah, it's sincere.
You're like, yeah, I can see that. I can see Tyrion strangling the shit out of his girlfriend because of what she did.
Yeah.
And then feeling horrible about it.
Okay. So then
that's what would happen, but I don't think you'd see something maybe that dramatic on a regular show. Maybe I'm wrong.
no, yeah, like and that's the thing, like Pretty Little Liars and stuff like that, or a lot of these pop shows where you're seeing characters. These are 16-year-old kids put in like really dramatic situations that just don't make sense. Like it's not believable to me that even in a crazy situation like that a 16-year-old girl is gonna suddenly snap and start strangling a person in such a way like that, usually they're going to talk to their friends or they're going to, handle it in some real human way. But now we've got shows where, oh, I'm just going to murder my friend. I have a dispute with this person, I'm going to murder them. And we're going to spend a whole season trying to explain how either just inept the cops are or inept the parents are at discovering this, grand caper that was all orchestrated by one angry kid by themselves.
And don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that all of those cable station shows
are bad, but
are good. That they have.
Oh, okay.
That some of them don't have bad writing because they do.
Yeah.
There's some bad writing.
And that's something that's what I was trying to get to.
That's the problem I have with. It's okay. I can give you a perfect example because we talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
Firefly. They ruined the show. The show was great.
Now we don't mean the,
we don't
metaphysical
mean Joss Whedon.
they or Joss Whedon or anything like that. We mean the studio.
The studio ruined the show.
Yes.
And it was Fox, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. They ruined the show. And it was very well done. And of course everything would be better with, some TNA and some foul language, but with that show, it was very well done, very good writing. We know Joss Whedon's a really good writer.
Yeah, we've seen multiple projects.
I didn't care for Angel, but Buffy was cool. It was alright.
Can't win them all. There's got to be a bad series every now and then. Yeah.
But Angel, I don't know,
Okay. So with that, there's something I wanted to get to, because it seems like you brought up a few overwhelming, reoccurring things we're seeing here. So lazy writing. Lazy writing is at the top. That's paramount. Lazy writing will kill a show. That's why we have shows that are just outright useless.
It doesn't kill the show.
It doesn't kill the show, but it kills
Supernatural's still on.
It kills your interest in the show, rather. So this is kills a show from an enjoyability standpoint. Lazy writing. Shows being held back by their the restraints of the station they're on. Whether it be a show like Supernatural that could probably do better up on an upper channel, or one of those maybe like The Affair or something like that's on Showtime.
The show's gone on for so long. It's just
and then
they ran out of ideas, so they picked up this religious thing, and then now they've taken it as far as it could go, and now you said they're going back to the old formula.
Yeah, and that's a really good thing. I want to sit down and I want to do that timeline video. And I kind of want to pull you in just so you can sit there and be the voice of reason as how stupid
and I gotta watch
is.
all that shit?
No, you don't have to watch all of it.
Okay, that's good.
We can get you a summary. We'll get you some pamphlets. So, and the third thing that I wanted to mention was the studio involvement. So
Give me the Supernatural for Dummies book?
Supernatural for Dummies book. I was going to make one for you, but yeah.
The Cliff Notes version?
The Cliff Notes version,
please.
Yeah. Just the highlights, please. A highlights reel. But studio involvement, i.e. the producers taking over, Fox ruining a show. Now, do you remember when they tried doing the opposite? So instead of moving like a show that could do better and moving it to a high cable network, Fox tried to put it in the 10 p.m. time slot. They tried to take Dexter from Showtime and put it on Fox as a 10 p.m., cut all the nudity, cut all the violence out, put it on TV at 10 p.m.
Yeah, I had that was something interesting because I didn't actually understand what was going on at the time, because when I watched Dexter, I actually just got the first season of it and watched it.
Okay.
And then I was like, it's on regular TV?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
And I guess it just glazed over.
Yeah. And it didn't last. It didn't stick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's obvious. Like, Dexter continued on for another 7, was it 7 seasons total? Or did it go to season 8?
I think you might have went to 8.
Season 7. No, yeah. Season 7. And it was kind of a good show, but it didn't work on basic cable. All right. So this was our first rant video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We kind of got a little off topic and all over there, but I think it's good. It's fun. I like the back and forth. I like your crazy energy. If you guys like this video and you want to see this crazy son of a bitch come back and do this again, or if you just want to see me do some more crazy rant videos, like it, share it, subscribe. You know the drill. Guys, Nerd Word Order. You say it again.
Say what again?
Exactly. Thanks, guys. Have fun.